If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Denzel Ward, the Cleveland Browns star cornerback, found himself on the first injury report of the season on Wednesday, signaling the earliest hint of potential concern for the team as they prepare for their crucial matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals. Ward, who fortunately avoided a serious shoulder injury last month, was listed as a limited participant in practice. The news, while not alarming, raised eyebrows because of Ward's importance to the Browns' secondary. Fans and analysts alike understand that Ward's ability to shadow elite receivers like Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins could very well determine the outcome of Sunday's showdown. His presence, or absence, carries enormous strategic implications, and even though Ward himself expressed confidence about being available, coaches are likely monitoring him closely to avoid aggravating his shoulder, balancing his need for practice reps with the imperative of keeping him healthy for one of the team's toughest defensive tests this season. Ward's limited participation does not seem to be a cause for panic, yet it underscores the Browns' ongoing challenge of managing injuries in a league where even minor ailments can have cascading effects on team performance. The Browns' coaching staff is no stranger to juggling player workloads to maintain peak performance while mitigating risk. With Ward listed as limited, it is clear that the team is taking a precautionary approach, allowing him to engage in practice without fully subjecting him to the physical intensity that could worsen his shoulder. Analysts have pointed out that cornerbacks are particularly vulnerable to cumulative injuries because of the demands of coverage, sudden direction changes, and frequent collisions with receivers and blockers. Therefore, even a seemingly minor limitation in practice is worthy of attention. Ward's readiness will be crucial in preparing the secondary to counteract Cincinnati's high-powered passing attack, making every rep in practice a carefully managed component of the team's broader game plan. Beyond Ward, the Browns' Wednesday practice report showcased a mixture of cautious management and promising news for the team ahead of the pivotal AFC North clash. Left guard Joel Bitonio was listed as limited due to rest, highlighting how the Browns are proactively preventing overuse injuries on key offensive linemen. Linebacker Mohamed Diabate also participated in a limited capacity due to a quadriceps issue, while defensive tackle Shelby Harris missed portions of practice because of illness. Center Ethan Posick and tight end Blake Whiteheart were similarly limited because of knee concerns. This combination of minor ailments and strategic limitations demonstrates the Browns' commitment to preserving their roster's strength as they prepare for what is widely expected to be a physically grueling matchup against a divisional rival. The coaching staff appears to be balancing necessary practice repetitions with the imperative to prevent injuries from compounding, especially as the team navigates the early weeks of the season. On a more positive note, tackle Cornelius Lucas and wide receiver Cedric Tillman were listed as full participants in Wednesday's practice, providing a boost to both the offensive line and receiving core. Lucas' ability to anchor the right tackle position ensures that Baker Mayfield, or whoever is under center, will have essential protection against one of the league's most formidable defensive fronts. Tillman, on the other hand, represents a key deep threat and versatile target for the Browns' passing game. His full participation signals that the Browns will likely have a robust offensive strategy to complement their defensive schemes, especially against a Bengals team known for aggressive passing and creative route combinations. Having these players fully available allows the coaching staff to implement plays with confidence that their skilled players can execute at full capacity, enhancing the overall game day preparation and ensuring the team is not handicapped by absences. Defensive tackle Mike Hall was the only Browns player who did not participate in practice on Wednesday, highlighting that while minor injuries are scattered across the roster, full non-participation remains rare. Hall's absence, attributed to a knee issue, raises questions about the depth and rotation of the Browns' interior defensive line. As a critical cog in stopping the run and pressuring the quarterback, Hall's availability, or lack thereof, could influence defensive calls against a Bengals offense known for exploiting mismatches along the line of scrimmage. The coaching staff may adjust defensive packages or rely more heavily on rotations to maintain efficiency without overtaxing other players. While Hall's situation does not appear catastrophic, the broader theme is clear. The Browns are actively managing a roster with minor but strategically important limitations to ensure that key players, particularly Ward, are healthy for the highest-stakes moments in the early part of the season. Ward's role against the Bengals cannot be overstated, especially when considering the caliber of talent he is expected to face. Ja'Marr Chase, with his combination of speed, route precision, and explosive playmaking, poses a significant challenge to any cornerback. T. Higgins, equally capable of stretching the field and creating mismatches, adds another layer of difficulty for Cleveland's secondary. Ward's ability to shadow, disrupt timing, and maintain tight coverage is essential for limiting big plays, which are often game-defining in high-stakes divisional matchups. Coaches emphasize that even small lapses in coverage against such elite receivers can shift momentum dramatically, turning routine possessions into highlight reel plays for the opposition. Therefore, his participation, even at a limited level, is a key metric for the Browns' defensive game planning, influencing not only play calling but also the confidence and positioning of safeties and linebackers. The team's careful management of injuries also highlights the delicate balance between practice intensity and game readiness. With multiple players listed as limited, the Browns staff is exercising prudence in ensuring that players can contribute effectively on Sunday without risking aggravation of lingering issues. Football, particularly at the professional level, is as much about strategy and preparation as it is about raw talent, and the Browns' medical and coaching teams are acutely aware that mismanagement can result in setbacks that last for weeks. Ward's shoulder, Bitonio's rest, and Diabate's quad all serve as reminders that even early-season injuries require careful oversight. Each player's participation is meticulously tracked, and the integration of limited reps allows for conditioning and tactical preparation without unnecessary exposure to physical stress, reflecting a broader league-wide trend toward injury-aware practice schedules. Looking ahead to Sunday, the Browns' matchup with the Bengals is shaping up to be a test not only of skill but also of depth, preparation, and resilience. With Ward's shoulder and other minor injuries influencing practice routines, the coaching staff faces the challenge of deploying a roster capable of competing at peak performance. The Bengals' offense, featuring precise timing, dynamic route combinations, and explosive playmakers, will test Cleveland's defensive scheme at every level. Conversely, the Browns' offense relies on protection, timing, and the ability to stretch the field effectively, which requires contributions from players like Lucas and Tillman. Success on Sunday will likely hinge on how effectively the Browns integrate limited players into game plans, preserve the health of key contributors, and execute assignments under the pressure of a hostile divisional atmosphere where every play can swing momentum and define the season's trajectory. Ward's personal outlook remains positive, as he communicated confidence about being ready to play despite the limited practice designation. Such mental readiness is often as important as physical preparation, particularly in high-intensity matchups where focus, anticipation, and split-second decision-making can determine the difference between a pass defended and a touchdown allowed. Players of Ward's caliber combine technical skill with football intelligence, meaning that even partial practice participation can be sufficient for him to retain the sharpness required for elite performance. Meanwhile, the team's emphasis on careful injury management underscores a philosophy of long-term success over short-term overexertion. For fans, Ward's presence offers reassurance that the Browns will field a secondary capable of competing at the highest level, even if minor precautions are in place to safeguard his shoulder for the grueling schedule ahead. In summary, the Browns enter the week's practice and preparation cycle with both reassurance and caution. Denzel Ward's limited practice status, while not alarming, is a focal point given the upcoming challenge posed by Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins. Combined with other limited participants and one full non-participant, the report paints a picture of a team actively managing health, readiness, and strategic deployment. The balance between preparation and protection is a hallmark of modern NFL coaching, and Cleveland's staff appears committed to ensuring key players can perform at their highest level. With practice insights translating directly into game day confidence, the team aims to leverage every advantage, particularly in matchups where elite talent meets strategic preparation, and Ward's status is central to that equation. Ultimately, as the Browns look toward Sunday, the narrative revolves around resilience, strategic injury management, and the anticipation of high-stakes competition. Ward's limited participation is a microcosm of the broader challenges faced by NFL teams, balancing health with readiness, ensuring key players are protected while keeping the squad cohesive, and preparing for matchups where the margin for error is razor-thin. Fans, analysts, and the team itself will be closely monitoring every detail leading up to kickoff, from practice participation to subtle shifts in game planning. The Browns' ability to integrate limited players, maintain tactical discipline, and execute under pressure will be tested against the Bengals' potent offensive threats. Ward, as a cornerstone of the secondary, symbolizes the stakes of the matchup, making his presence not just a medical consideration, but a strategic linchpin in the Browns' pursuit of divisional dominance and early season momentum. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. The buzz around Cleveland is absolutely electric right now, and if you've been following the latest whispers in the NFL, you know exactly why. Nick Chubb is back in Browns colors, and the rumor mill is spinning faster than ever. Fans are already imagining the devastating combination of his raw power, agility, and vision running behind that offensive line, slicing through defenses like a hot knife through butter. It's the kind of signing that sends chills down the spine of rival coaches, making them wonder if their defensive schemes even stand a chance against such a relentless force. Social media is exploding with clips of Chubb from previous seasons, gifs of monstrous runs, and highlight reels that have fans screaming with excitement. The idea that he's not only back, but seemingly more motivated than ever has sparked speculation that the Browns' ground game might soon be downright unstoppable. Chubb's return isn't just a nostalgic homecoming. It's a strategic masterstroke that has offensive coordinators and analysts buzzing. The Browns, who have struggled to find consistency in their rushing attack over the past seasons, now have a proven superstar who can dictate the pace of a game and control the tempo in ways that quarterbacks and passing games alone cannot. Rumors suggest that front office insiders pushed hard for this reunion, seeing the return of Chubb as a potential linchpin for a playoff push that fans have been craving. The locker room energy reportedly shifted the moment his signing was finalized, with teammates reacting as though a missing puzzle piece had finally been placed. Pundits on sports networks are already speculating about how Chubb's presence could change defensive game plans league-wide, forcing opponents to adjust their entire approach when facing a Browns team with renewed ground dominance. Every training session, every practice report now carries a sense of anticipation that hasn't been felt in Cleveland for years. Chubb is reportedly hitting the field with an intensity reminiscent of his peak seasons, a determination to elevate the Browns' offense from good to elite. Rumors circulating suggest that the coaching staff has been crafting special packages specifically for him, plays designed to exploit his combination of speed, strength, and intelligence in the open field. Fans have latched onto these whispers, sharing theories about how Chubb could change the dynamics of critical matchups, particularly against teams with historically stingy run defenses. The chatter extends beyond X's and O's, evolving into debates on sports forums about how many touchdowns he might score, how many yards he could rack up, and whether this could finally be the season Cleveland makes a deep playoff run with him leading the charge. Analysts are suggesting that Chubb's impact could ripple far beyond the stat sheet, influencing the entire identity of the Browns' offense. The rumor mill hints that his presence may give the quarterback more time in the pocket, as defenses are forced to respect the running threat Chubb poses on every down. This could lead to a more balanced and unpredictable offense, one that keeps opponents guessing and allows playmakers to thrive in space. Conversations around the league suggest that this move might inspire other franchises to rethink their strategies around elite running backs, who are often undervalued in the modern pass-heavy NFL. Fans, meanwhile, are painting vivid mental images of fourth-quarter drives, game-winning plays, and the emotional highs of seeing a hometown hero carrying the ball into the end zone in front of a roaring crowd, feeding a city hungry for football glory. The excitement has spilled over into every corner of the Browns fan base, with social media threads exploding with predictions, memes, and nostalgic throwbacks to Chubb's previous heroic performances. Rumors hint that merchandise sales are already skyrocketing, with jerseys flying off shelves as supporters rush to show their allegiance. Local bars and sports cafes are reportedly planning watch parties around the notion of Chubb-led drives, treating his return almost like a festival rather than a standard season opener. Conversations in sports podcasts have taken on a conspiratorial tone, as hosts debate how opposing teams will attempt to neutralize him, only to conclude that his combination of size, vision, and speed makes him nearly impossible to contain. The collective optimism is palpable, creating a narrative that this could be the most electrifying season in recent Cleveland memory, fueled by the mere presence of Nick Chubb in the backfield. Rumors also point to a shift in team morale that has been noted behind closed doors, with insiders suggesting that Chubb's work ethic and leadership are already influencing younger players. His reputation as a consummate professional, someone who leads by example rather than words alone, reportedly has the offense practicing harder and focusing more than ever before. Coaches are said to be tailoring schemes to maximize his abilities, with whispers about innovative formations and creative play calling aimed at putting Chubb in situations where he can exploit defensive weaknesses. The excitement isn't just about past glory. It's about the possibility of building something historic, a rushing attack that could carry the Browns deep into November and December, reshaping expectations and making Cleveland a team opponents fear in every game, regardless of the scoreboard. Speculation surrounding Chubb's contract extension and future with the Browns has also ignited conversations in sports circles, with rumors suggesting that management sees him as a cornerstone for years to come. Analysts are pointing out that such a move could stabilize the team's identity, giving them a consistent offensive foundation to build around. Fans are discussing what this means for the team's draft strategies, free agency moves, and long-term planning, imagining a scenario where Chubb anchors a dynasty in Cleveland. The idea that a single player could influence both the present and future trajectory of a franchise has led to heated debates online, with supporters envisioning record-breaking seasons, playoff berths, and potentially even a Super Bowl run, all centered around a running back whose name has become synonymous with toughness, resilience, and game-changing talent. Every glimpse of Chubb in preseason training has been scrutinized, with rumors about his fitness level, running style adjustments, and chemistry with the offensive line dominating discussions. Observers suggest that he's come back with an even sharper understanding of defensive tendencies, reading gaps and angles with an almost instinctual precision that could make opposing linebackers question their life choices. Fans are dissecting practice footage, noting the way he accelerates through holes, the subtle jukes and cuts that define his running style, and the sheer power that allows him to break tackles in improbable ways. The speculation has created a fever pitch of anticipation, a sense that every carry he takes could be a game-changer, and that this Browns offense, with Chubb as its centerpiece, might be on the verge of becoming a nightmare for every defense in the league. Chubb's return has also sparked debates over legacy and Hall of Fame potential, with rumors swirling about how his Cleveland renaissance might shape his career narrative. Analysts are suggesting that if he continues at this elite level, he could cement himself as one of the greats of his era, not just within the franchise but across the NFL. Fans are crafting scenarios where his highlight reel runs are immortalized, becoming part of Browns folklore for decades to come. Even casual observers are caught up in the excitement, speculating on the number of Pro Bowls, All-Pro nods, and league-leading rushing yards he could accumulate. The rumor-driven optimism paints a picture where Nick Chubb isn't just returning. He's rewriting the Browns' story and challenging every team in the league to stop a force that feels unstoppable, electric, and utterly irresistible on the gridiron. The chatter about Chubb's influence on team strategy, morale, and fan culture continues to intensify, with insiders hinting at a ripple effect that could impact coaching decisions across the league. Defensive coordinators are reportedly holding emergency meetings to discuss how to contain him, while offensive minds are dreaming up ways to exploit mismatches he creates just by existing on the field. The narrative has extended into mainstream sports media, with highlight reels, speculative breakdowns, and animated discussions dominating nightly coverage. Social media trends show hashtags related to Chubb and the Browns surging, creating a collective sense of urgency and anticipation. The city of Cleveland feels alive with hope and excitement, as if Chubb's return has injected a new heartbeat into a team and a fanbase yearning for glory, promising a season full of drama, momentum, and unforgettable moments that could define a generation. At the heart of it all, the rumor mill insists that Chubb's return is more than a signing. It's a cultural event, a statement that the Browns are ready to redefine their identity. Fans are already imagining the roar of the crowd as he bursts through defensive lines, the chants of support echoing through stadiums, and the euphoria of seeing a hometown hero reclaim his rightful place in Cleveland lore. Analysts speculate that his presence alone might change draft priorities, alter free agent decisions, and even influence coaching hires, as teams recognize the intangible value of a game-changing running back with leadership qualities that transcend the field. In the end, the chatter, the speculation, and the excitement all converge into a singular narrative. Nick Chubb is back, the Browns are re-energized, and a city hungry for football greatness may finally get the ground shaking, earth-moving performances it has been dreaming about for years, fueling a story that is as much about hope as it is about talent. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!